Welcome, welcome. Good boys. Late on TikTok. I feel like I cut my hair a little bit too short, but whatever. It'll grow. Appreciate you. Apex basically just upgrading their accounts. No more payout denials. Just the rules are a lot easier to get paid, and they removed the intraday trilling drawdown, which is pretty crazy. So Apex had a definitely a very big update. All good to go. Let me sign into the broker. And then we're all ready for reals. Bias today, we're gonna be looking for London low, but we have to wait and see what 930 does. It could be very a crazy 930, so I'm leaning towards lower prices, but we have to wait till 930 to really confirm. It could be a very volatile 930. That's why I say that. Wait a minute, did I just look at? Okay, yeah. So okay, we're all ready. Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at London lows. I think overnight lows is very possible. We already swept out buy side here inside the new week opening gap above midnight open. Got a 15-minute CISD. Now I don't know how aggressive market open will be, but that's a 930 breaker. So alpha tick doesn't work. They're switching alpha ticks to a new platform called what's it called again? Alpha Trader. So that's why there's no alpha ticks. I live in France and now I'm in a restricted country. Just gotta go with another firm, bro. Just choose another firm. Just cut. Yep. How are you? I'm good, man. Appreciate you for asking. You're in shorts right now. I actually like it, to be honest. If you entered pre-market shorts, you want to hold through 930. Like if you got in here, Apex PA fees. I'm not sure, but they are discounted. So if you want to use the code, you get everything discounted. Going into market open, I'm anticipating London lows as a draw. Yeah, Apex rules are really good, guys. 90% off too. If you ever wanted to trade with Apex, it's a really good option right now. You guys like the haircut? I appreciate you guys, man. I was okay skeptical. I was like, this shit might be a little too short, but it makes my morning a lot easier. So appreciate you guys. We're bearish going into market open, but 9:30 could change everything. End of day with 20 accounts is crazy. I know, right? Right when we just bought all these other accounts that we were passing, right? Like, so I'm not just gonna buy 20 Apex accounts now, but maybe for CPI or maybe for next opportunity. Otherwise, I'd have like 40 accounts. I don't want that many accounts. But if you have 0 accounts right now, Apex is not a bad option. I can't lie. What would make me change the buys to bullish? If we start trading above this high, I think we could potentially run here. And then potentially NWOG fill. Though I really don't think that's gonna happen. But listen, it's March. There's stuff that is a lot more important here that we need to focus on. Okay, the number one thing that we need to focus on, obviously. Okay, we'll go even though we've been already doing good with this. Alpha Trader will launch. Yeah, I think so. I think Alpha Futures will have a good discount. What was I gonna say? I forget. See, that guy doesn't like my hair. Most people do, but that guy didn't. Yeah, who nerfed your hair? March. The most important thing. We're gonna define our risk today. We're gonna accept our risk today. Today, per trade, we don't want to lose more than $150 per trade. Okay? On the personal daily loss limit. So 150 per trade, max. On the day, $300. So if I want to take more than 2 losses, we have to de-risk. Okay? So today we're working on $150 per trade with a personal daily loss limit of 300. Obviously copy trading good amount of accounts, so that's it. And we're going to be following that same risk definition for a while, most likely. Most likely for a while. Why you cut the hair? The volume on the side was beautiful. A lot of people say different. Didn't you say 650? 2 trades for 1,300? That's what I was gonna do in Asia. Now we're talking about funded accounts. You passed the evals. I still have some evals I'm working on, but right now we're back to the funded. Think we're gonna pump off open. I actually have no idea what 9:30 is gonna do, so I'm just gonna wait and see. Thinking we could take overnight high. Thinking we could take the overnight high then reverse. I personally would not want to see the overnight high get taken and then reverse. I'd rather either target the overnight high or short expecting it safe. Those are my 2 game plans for today. How do you set up your price levels so they are stuck to the left? I just set horizontal rays. So the tool I'm using is called the horizontal ray. I set the line and the line, you just anchor it and it just stays. So the new Apex is really good. It's okay if it's not available. Look at firms like Lucid, Alpha Futures. How much would you risk today if I had a 50K eval? If I had the same, I'll be risking 500 on the eval. But right now, the majority of what we're trading is funded. So 150. Appreciate you guys. Yeah, Lucid's amazing, bro. This Hypertick's good. I wouldn't use them. They have this one rule, and that's why I haven't been talking about them. They have this one rule I don't like. I think it's stupid. But I wouldn't use them until they change that rule. They have a rule that's like you can't take trades under 2 minutes or 10 points. And 10 points. That's freaking awful. So what if you hit TP right away? You're cooked. You have to hold trades for 2 minutes? Stupid. So it's not possible to trade with Alpha? No, it is. Just not the Alpha Ticks platform until Alpha Trader comes out, which is very soon, by the way, guys. Use MNQ and funded. I'll be using MES today. I'm going to be trading the micro S&P 500 contract. Appreciate you, Ricardo. You said risk 500 on a 50K. How many contracts? Depends. It can be 1 contract. It can be 10 contracts. Depends on your stop loss size, right? How would you treat a 50K eval when it comes to risk? $500 is a good place to start. Then it depends. Usually, I have no problem. Like, it depends. If I'm trading one singular account, I need to pass 1 account. Okay, I'm going to be risking at least 1,000. I may even risk 2,000, just 2 full ports to pass, whether it's half or if it's just 1 account that I need to pass, I'm not gonna implement a full. Now, obviously, I have the money for that, and I'm probably gonna get a payout with that account, right? It's pretty rare I would get no payout from a funded account. Usually, most of the time, I'll get at least one. So why 150? Well, today we're on funded, and that's my number for funded. So I don't like losing more than that. Also, what I risk on my live account, so pretty simple to follow that. Just everything's 150 right now. What Propfirms did you say you need to be in a trade for 2 minimum? You won't even know the Propfirm. It's called hyper something. Hyperticks. So I wouldn't use it yet anymore, unfortunately. That's why I kind of removed myself from them. Bro, this is my first eval. Should I aggressive in this eval? No, you should not. Unless you're really confident in your ability to get a payout, then yeah, you don't want to really be wasting time on evals, right? You don't have to implement the full risk management plan. Just double. I have a pro account with TPT. If I'm going to trade $700 unrealized, $400 SL, what's my new equity? Depends how the trade plays out. Your new equity would be 1,300 because you're up 700. If you get stopped out for 400, you only have like 800 bucks. You'd have like as soon as you're up 700, Jordan, your equities, your drawdown set to 1,300. Okay, so whatever happens after that, it depends. If you're up 700, you go break even, you're down 1,300 on the you're down 1,300 on the or you're down 700 on the drawdown, so you have 1,300 left. Yeah, do you have backtesting weekly series? Where it is, I want to watch it. I have one on YouTube still. The one that I wanted to do, I was doing a second one, but I stopped because one, I wanted to just mostly just backtest myself. That's one. Two, I made changes to my system and I didn't want to restart the whole thing. Three, I'm getting some hate. And I was like, yo, if I'm just gonna get hate, fuck this. I'm just gonna do it myself. I was doing it for me. Then I started getting hate, and I was like, yo. So I switched to Tradeify or wait for Alpha Trader. If you don't have any accounts right now, just use Tradeify. One Alpha Trader is only going to be really good, guys, if you have more than one. I mean, I feel like TradingView is as good as it gets, right? I could make a new series. This is possible. Does new Apex have activation fees? Like, it does have activation fees. Does Apex FAK Trail have an account activation fee? All the Apex accounts have activation fees, guys. Okay, let's test out the Copier. Sell 2 contracts. Seems to be working. All the accounts 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Game plan: look for shorts. If I'm being honest, I think 930 might dump. I think 930 may dump. Org is higher. Oh, low. I think 930 may dump. The game plan is to risk 150 per trade, lose no more than 300, and make sure that if we do take a trade, it 100% follows all 6 criteria of my trade checklist. If we can do that today, I'm going to be very happy. Let's start off March with perfect risk management and perfect rule adherence. Let's follow all 6 criteria. And let's follow the risk plan perfectly. Right? That's the focus. That's the game plan. That's the goal for today. Okay, there's market open. You see our opening range gap. It's pretty large. That's a large opening range gap. Probably not going to get filled all the way, but we'll see. I'd probably short this inversion if I'm being honest. Right? Just 930 accumulates, manipulates the high right there. I'll take an inversion for value gap right there. The issue is London lows is quite away. Yikes. I kind of hope it doesn't inverse because I don't want to take the trade. Because I don't like the volatility. Okay, it looks like it didn't inverse, which is good. Hypothetically, that would have been just a 12-point stop. 12 times 5 is 60. 60 times 2. So it'll be probably a 2, maybe 3 contract trade. If we can get a 10-point stop, that's 3 contracts. Otherwise, it's going to be 2. So if our stop is over 10 points, it's going to be a 2 contract trade. So we engineer 927 low here. I definitely think this is going to get taken at some point. So if we want to take out the pre-market high here, 930 looking pretty bullish thus far. Very strong candle. Some people will long this, targeting this. That's a good setup. Right. Me personally, I'm going to wait for the buy side to get taken and see if I want to short after. Let me start the live stream. So, it's NFP week, which means I really like trading Monday. So, regular trading protocol today. I want to trade, I'm not saying I want to trade today, but, as for how days go, this is definitely a day that I would, probably anticipate a nicer price run. Little bit at the buy side. Keep it simple. But for some reason, like whenever I make a annotation, it goes onto my phone too. I don't like that. Setup tour. I posted a picture of my setup before. It's just 3 monitors on a desk. There's a bed behind me. A lot of speed coming in. Buy side's about to be taken. Out of curiosity, like I feel like this is, you could argue this is a missed setup right here, but that's not bad. Scalp 1.4. No, I'm not worried about 10 a.m. news. But if it's going to be 9:58, 9:57, and I'm not in a trade, I'm probably not going to jump into one. Gatie, why don't you take the CISD longs? Not bullish. I want to save my capital for a potential short run, right? And if I'm wrong about that idea, that's okay. I missed the move. I'm not trying to capture every single move. I'm trying to capture one move that I think is likely to happen, and the market confirms that it's likely to happen, right? my background, I think it's just white. It's F5, F5, F5. Let me know what you guys think of this color scheme though. I was thinking about doing this. It used to be something else I used to do, but then I stopped. I'm thinking about doing this, something like this. What do you guys prefer, number 1 or 2? This is 2. 1, 1, 1. Most people saying 1. Yeah, but most people liked this more. Yeah, we'll stay on this. It's not a big deal. There's the buy side. See if we get org 50. I'm going to zoom out here. Is there a 4-hour gap? Nope, just the NWAG. So, yeah. So, remember I said if we get above this high, we're probably going to look towards this high right here. So, that's starting to look like it's potentially the game plan for today. So, I'm going to mark out this buy side liquidity pool. And that's why I didn't really want to give a very strong hard bias, because I said 930 was going to be very definitive, in my opinion, today. Just because we're so volatile and if we see a really large expansion. So, we're going to be looking for this high. Okay, that's most likely going for, unless we get an aggressive wick down like within the next couple minutes. Most likely we're going to be looking for this high. It's going to be hard to find a setup. There may be a play inside this 5-minute, but that's going to be a little bit too premium. So what's most likely going to need to happen for me to take a trade towards this high, it's going to have to be after 10 a.m. So we're just going to have to wait and see. Market pretty much pumped 250 points just now, so we're not going to do anything crazy. Stock market's pretty red, but there's some green stocks here and there. I love how Palantir stock's green. I'm gonna take a look at gold futures really quickly. And gold running out, sell side. Interesting. Gold may see a nice reversal here, actually. Don't think I want to trade that today, but so yeah, this is obviously just one-sided. Looks very bullish right now, and that's okay. Yeah, guys. At the end of the day, just low drop fade. I don't know what the fade is called, but it's not a taper. I told them I want an actual fade because I wanted to cut a little bit more because yo, my hair was starting to look like hella crispy. Like, remember by crispy, I mean like ratchet almost. You know. So no, it's not a low taper fade, guys. It's not a low taper fade. That's normally what I get. But since I cut more from the top, you know, and I think what I need is a little bit more of an overhang. I think I need a little bit more here. Just a little bit more here all around, and I think that'll be good. So that's what we're going to do going forward. But appreciate you guys. Anyways, just focus on defining the risk, accepting it, right? You know what? Let's do an activity in chat. Let's see if chat has their risk defined. Out of pure curiosity, if you want to participate, what is your personal daily loss limit for today, if you have one? What's the number where you're like, if I hit this number, I am done trading for today? You guys have that number defined already before trading? I want to see like every single person put a number down. Someone said my account, 900, 300, 1%, 1K evals, 400, 400, 350, 500. Okay, 500, 500. A lot of people say 500. My number used to be 500. And then I lost 500 and I realized that I felt uncomfortable. Good shit, Woody. My entire maximum loss limit. A lot of people say 500. Out of curiosity, for those of you who said 500, okay? If you said anything 500 or more, I have a question for you. Do you feel like when you lose 500, it's a little bit unsettling? Because I think there's nothing wrong with the number 500. For me personally, when I lose 500 in one day, I feel like, bro, that's a fourth of my account. If I lose my next trade, I'm cooked. That's how I feel when I lose 500. I'm like, I'm going to lose 500. I feel like I'm cooked. By the way, any shorts here will not be valid. It's way too high. It's way too far above this high. If it formed here, I could have trusted it, but this looks like a retracement to me. So, like, I'm not saying change your number. What I'm saying is that when I lose 500, I'm just like, yo, that's a lot. That's 25% of my account, you know? So that's why my number's 300, you know, very simple. It is, but if the reward hits, yeah, but you can't, that's the thing. Your focus cannot be how much money I can make. You know, your first focus needs to be how much money can I lose? How do you code displacement on Python? I haven't done that, but you could probably go something around like average candle range. Well, for everyone's number is different. Everyone has a different number. That's where most people make their issue. There's like, oh, how much money can I make? If I risk 500, I can make 1,000. Okay, if you risk 500, you can lose 500. If you lose twice, half your account's gone. ICT never teach what to risk because he did teach. You definitely just have not watched. I would not trust any shorts here personally unless we can break above here, in which case I'd have to wait for something like this, and then I'll short that leg. So again, I'm looking at this high. You guys can't see on TikTok. I'm looking at this high. This setup is way too far above this. In my opinion, if we were bearish, we wouldn't have went so far above this high. So I'm looking at this, and I think we want to run the buy side in Asia. So I'm not looking to long. 5-minute gap's going to get traded into shortly. Now, if we do break back below this high, meaning we get confirmation of shorts, I wouldn't take the inversion because the stop's going to be too high. I'd have to wait for a second leg, protraction, exactly. So right now the idea is protraction long. I don't want to take a high of day protraction long. So I'm not going to take this one if it forms up here. Let me verify that before I say that. Did I take this? 10-point stop. No, I don't think I would take that. What if your buffer is $8,000? How much would you risk per day? One sec. Let me lock in here for a sec. 5-minute breakaway. Do I want to play a 5-minute breakaway? No, I don't think I want to play 5. It's a little bit too aggressive for Monday. I think I'd rather play it safe. Hopefully it doesn't form and goes lower. What if your buffer is 8K? How much would I risk? Per day, max loss would be 500 for me, right? Well, if 2,000 is 300, means 4,000 is 600, which means maximum daily loss limit in one day would be 12. Wait, 300 for 2,000, 600 for 4,000, 600 for 4,000. So 1,200 for 8,000. There you go. I guess 12 that just multiply. I think this will play, but I don't want to engage in this setup. I'm being honest. I think it's just a little bit too aggressive for me. I think you can maybe also explode higher with the next couple seconds and we get a good closure. I'm considering taking this protraction model off the one with a target at Asia high, and then we'll see if we get NWAG or org fill. To 9:30 protraction model prior to 10 a.m. I prefer AM silver bullet protraction, but it has been very heavy. So I wouldn't be surprised if we got the 5-minute breakaway. Like Nasdaq's moving higher as well. I think this will be a tape read for me, guys. I don't think I want to take this setup, but we can just watch. I think something like this is possible to play out. It's just a little bit too high up for my liking. I would prefer to see a 5-minute fill. You know, we haven't taken out a low yet, so maybe, you know, I want to see something like engineer a high, sweep the low, and then move, something like that. I think that would be a little bit of a higher probability setup. So I'm gonna fade this protraction model and tape read it, assuming it closes above the body. I mean, it hasn't even formed yet. Although I think it formed on the 15-second, 30-second. Looks pretty good too. Yeah, I mean, it's already formed, so I guess we can tape read that setup. So when I say tape read, I mean not put any risk behind. We only have $300 to work with. I want to be very selective with my trades, right? So 150 per trade, 300 on the day. I don't want to take one that looks, you know, this high up. It could play out though. It's a pretty good setup, right? We traded down into the 1-minute gap, displacement above it, clear drawn liquidity. Market's been very bullish and trendy already. So, you know, safe to assume it could easily just continue trending. But it's just a little too high up. And we've already taken out an easy objective. And we had the 10 a.m. news, which is not impactful, but it does mean that post 10 a.m. could be a little bit clearer. So I would love for this to fail. It would feel great. The 15-minute gap hasn't formed yet. 10-minute gap will form in 6 minutes. And the 5-minute gap is already formed. So it all depends if the 5-minute wants to stay open or not. If we take out the Asia high and I don't get a setup prior to that, we may have to fade the long. I mean, we just say that we missed the long, you know. So we'll see. Now, what would I need to see to take a trade would be simple. I just got to see here, bearish fair value gap, inverse that, I'll long right there. That's one I would take right now before 10 a.m. But the 5-minute breakaway, I think that's a little bit too aggressive. You always include wicks in your fair value gap? Only when there's a volume imbalance. There's no news rules on Lucid. Lucid is like a really good firm, man. I can't lie. How many points do you usually risk? Depends on the candle, brother. Sometimes it's 10 points on ES. Sometimes it's 4 points. It really depends on how volatile we are. London low looking reasonable. I personally disagree, but like I don't think that's possible today. That's it. Like this. That's it. This is we've shifted in my opinion. The buy side here, and org fill. I like org fill as a target, which is just above NWAG. And we go right back into that daily chop. That's the sad part about all this. If we go all the way up there, we're simply right back into that daily choppiness. Lucid has end of day trailing drawdown. I'll be having some evals open, but I'm mostly working on the funded and the live account, of course. It's going to be quite unfortunate if this plays because it means we may not find anything, you know. I'm being honest, unfortunately. What's the difference between end of day and intra-trailing drawdown? End of day is a lot better, let's just say that. Altan new Apex, it's a very good upgrade. How do you like the Apex changes? Very good upgrade. I don't think there's anyone who doesn't like them. I mean, they're quite literally perfect. The number one iffy thing about Apex back in the day was simply people were thinking they didn't pay out. Now they have no payout denials. You literally will know if you breach a rule or whatever. You know, they have that system in place, which is so cool. So, which by the way, I still don't think they were denying payouts, but now people can't complain. I'm really hoping that we can sweep out this low before going higher, but that's just hope. I don't think it's gonna happen. What are the new rules? It's not that there's new rules. They just removed all their bad rules. It's the same rules. It's 5 winning days now, still 30% consistency, I believe. But they removed all the bad rules. No, they'll last, guys. It's still. I don't think you guys realize Apex probably makes more money than all the other firms. I feel like maybe besides Top Step. I don't know if Top Step's still doing good. Wait, it's 50% consistency unfunded. Apex has 50% consistency unfunded right now. And there's no consistency on eval still? Wait, that's crazy. That's crazy. So you could get a so you could but you need the 5 winning days, which means you get consistency anyway. So I guess it doesn't really matter if it's 30 or 50. Because once you get the 5 winning days of is it 5 winning days of $50? Or is it 5 winning days of 150 or 200? It's not 25% unfunded, it's 50%. Yep, that's what I'm doing, Grant. So I'm gonna execute here, Grant, and my trade copier will copy all the other accounts. I always like to verify that it's working, so I put an order very far away, and I just scroll down and I make sure it's placing them because you can see, you know, a lot of trade copier issues. Uh, yeah, so it's a Tradeify. Yeah, that's literally what I'm doing. So my main account here is on Tradeify, and then it's gonna copy all the other Tradeify accounts. It looks like we will take out that buy side. I'm gonna take a look at gold here, see if it gave the reversal higher. Interesting. It did move higher, but we didn't take out sell side. We may not be ready to go higher yet. To be honest, I was kind of interesting in longing gold if sell side was taken there. I'm looking at the Nasdaq here. I think we can tape read a gold short too. I don't want to trade gold today, but I think we can tape read a gold short like this. Probably stop like here, I think, because the 15 is forming. We can watch a gold trade like this. Just watch it. Let me make that a new tab, so I can go back to. Wait, what's going on here? Where's all my annotations? What is this? I've been robbed. How do I get these annotations on here? Wait, I think you have to click this button. Wait, what? Where's my annotations, bro? It's weird. This shit's always weird. It always syncs on my phone. I just lose all my annotations. Man. All my drawings just disappeared? Same, bro. Well, we're about to take out the. Well, there's hypothetical TP. We still have NWOG fill here. Close. So 10 a.m. silver bullet. That's what we're gonna have to look for, guys. 10 a.m. silver bullet protraction. 5 minute breakaway. Unfortunately, we did kind of call it, but wasn't really comfortable taking it. What's good, leak? A couple people are saying you fully switched to trading ES. Is that true, and why? I didn't fully switch, but I've been trading a lot of ES recently. It's very simple. Why? It's because I can get more contracts in the same position. That's all. It's the same stuff. If my model forms on ES, guys, it also forms on NQ. Why did I just refresh and all my drawings went away again? Whatever. There's only one level I really need. It's this one. It's just more contracts for the same trade, so I can pyramid and partial better. I can manage my trade more how I want it. Yo, send me the Bugatti Gucci. Yeah, let me see. Let me see. Oh, all my drawings appeared back. No, I won't be taking reversal. We're gonna look for a silver bullet AM continuation model, assuming NWOG fill and org fill is still open. Otherwise, it's it. It's a no trade day, man. I mean, listen, we've already moved, as much as I hate to say it, 300 points on the Nasdaq. I don't know how much more we can get. So 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. silver bullet, and we're gonna look for continuation. Look for NWOG fill if we get a very nice obvious setup. But if we start seeing signs of the market moving sideways or sloppy, why don't you want to sell? Well, for starters, we've already pumped 300 points. I don't think we're going to pump 300 points as a manipulation. I guess hypothetically speaking, if we got a very strong break here, try saying breaker, but I said break here. The same thing. If we get a strong break here or a strong breaker here, I wouldn't necessarily flip buys, but I would potentially not trust the long anymore. So if we get like a right now, boom, I'm not going to say I'm no longer bullish, but I'm probably not going to trust the long narrative. So at that point, we'll be neutral and have to wait for more information. But as of right now, we took out Asia high. We've already done a lot of business lower. And I think we can get that NWOG fill and potentially take out the high over here. Yeah, I think NWOG fill is possible. Also, I think Nasdaq hasn't taken out the high yet, so if we get a retracement, that's actually quite good. S&T currently. So most likely 15-minute gap will have to be the play. So that's the game plan. Wait for 10 a.m. Trade the 15-minute gap if we get a setup. Look for the NWOG fill plus whatever opening range gap high we have. Sorry, opening range high we have, which is 949. And that's it. That's the game plan. I didn't even see the S&T here. Yeah, that's the game plan. Thought you were bearish? Yeah, that immediately flipped. I said if we were going to get above here, I'd flip my bias. And we obviously got above here. I had a question. If I buy a 25K Apex account, how can I make $1,500 in a day to pass in my account? Because that's the minimum days to pass. The minimum days to pass is 1. You don't have to pass in 1, brother. You can pass in 500 if you want. I mean, I wouldn't recommend that because you have to pay monthly until you pass, but you don't have to pass in 1 trade. Why can't I see Lucid Black? I don't know. I think they removed one plan and they just gave it to the other one, Pro or something. So what I'd want to see, I don't think it's going to happen, but again, 15-minute gap. What you need to pay attention to here is we moved a lot. So you really want to, no, after you pass, you don't pay monthly. You have to really pay attention to how the candles start to form now. If it starts getting sloppy, if it starts looking like YM here, if it starts looking slow, it means we may be done. You know, we pumped 300 points. It's just a sad truth. We pumped 300 points. We took out pre-market highs, high of day, and potentially an NWOG fill coming. If we get all that, that's it. You come back in lunch or afternoon session, or you come back tomorrow. That's, you know, we're going forward. The way I've been trading, guys, at least on live stream, maybe not on my live account, but on live stream with the fundage or evals, I've been looking for the best setup every day, right? Sometimes the best setup is still not a good setup, right? If we pumped 300 points, we took out almost all the objectives I was looking for, but then we get an A+ setup. Is that really an A+, like in terms of candle formation, pattern formation? No, it's not a good trade, right? So we're going to try to do a lot less of that. We're going to try to do a lot less of that, let's just say. The Bugattis in general, I'll have to look after, brother. Is there any activation fee in Apex accounts? Yes. Once on Apex, you pay for activation fee after pass? Correct. Yep. We'll only buy the data. Do you need a paid plan for trading to see real-time data? No, you don't need a paid plan, but you do need to connect a Propfirm account to it. What do you think about Powell's strategy? I don't know what it is. I could care less. I have no idea. Yep, consolidation could be here. at least until 10. Now I'm hoping 10 a.m. can send us lower and we get a intermediate 10 a.m. power 3 for higher. But if that doesn't form and we just pump, then we'll have to, re-speculate. No trades yet. New Apex rules, in my opinion, are really good. PM stream today. If I don't trade the AM, what am I doing? Yes, I'd have to go. Today I have to go grocery shopping, but after that, if I make it back in time, which I should, then yeah, we'll come back and do a PM stream. Now, if I finish trading in the morning session, if we get an AM silver bullet protraction long here, and it plays out, I'll probably be done. We'll see. Apex makes money. People are falling to create buffer for withdrawal. Brother, that's how every single prop firm makes money. Is TPT a good prop? Yeah, I really do like TPT. Although I can't use them anymore, unfortunately. But it's a good firm. Is London low reasonable? If for whatever reason you're really bearish, then it's a good target. But I don't know what's really bearish about this. No trades yet, guys. Why can't you use them? I can't request payouts with them anymore because PayPal banned me and they won't accept my Business Wise account because I'm Canadian. So I'm stuck. Can't use it. I'm not in any trades. Yeah, I really like TPT. I'm gonna have to switch to Tradeify if I want daily payouts, which is fine. Tradeify might even be better. Yeah, exactly, Isaiah. Why did PayPal ban you? I actually don't know why. I've had the same account for 5 years. I've been using it for sending money, receiving money for literally 5 years. And then I told them I was trying to request a payout, and I was telling them like, "Yo, it's not letting me send money or receive." And then they were like, "Okay, let's look into it, blah, blah, blah." And then they were like, "Yeah, unfortunately, we can't appeal your account at this time." They didn't ban me. They said, "Try again." Bro, 3 years. That's what the guy told me on the phone. He was like, "Yeah, unfortunately, we can't appeal your account at this time. It's like, we put a lock on it due to suspicious activity. And then they can't revoke the lock because of my request to revoke the lock they denied the request to revoke the lock. And the next time I'm eligible to try to appeal my suspicious lock or whatever is 3 years." Bro literally said, "You can come back in 3 years and maybe we can approve your account." It's like, what? I was like, "Can I make a new one?" He's like, "It'll probably just get locked too." I'm like, what? What the hell is PayPal support on, bro? Like, you guys don't want me to use PayPal? Like, I've had the same account for 5 years. Like, just so, like, PayPal's weird. No, I'm talking about PayPal. So, anyways, because I'm Canadian, I can't use bank transfer with Take Profit Trader. And Take Profit Trader didn't accept my Wise account because my Wise account's a business account. And they don't accept business accounts unless you're American. So basically, I have no option to request payouts from Take Profit Trader. Their support was also kind of useless. So we're probably going to have to switch to Tradeify the next time I want daily payout accounts. But currently, I don't want daily payout accounts. I just want no consistency rule accounts. We got SMT with Asia High and my Alpha accounts. Would you say short off first presented IFG is textbook? Here, no. Does the account have to be with the bank account name? I'm not sure what you're asking. My Fund and Future is a great firm. Are you able to use a friend's Wise account to get the... No. You're not allowed because the email you have to use with Wise has to be the same email they use with Take Profit Trader. And that's what they told me at least. Apex? Oh, you got all the options, bro. Apex is good. Plane's the best, I think. Why not get the Rapid? Yeah, but that's probably what I would. Wait, what's Rapid? That's My Fund and Futures, right? For daily payouts, it's not a bad option either. I don't have any daily payout accounts right now. I have the only accounts I'm working on are no consistency rule accounts. No trades yet. We're looking for a 10 a.m. silver bullet protraction, 10 a.m. open, move lower, fill gap, show intent to run the high in opening range, and potentially external targets. We have to take out this low. I'd be greater, or not greater, but I'd be more content if we took out this low. If we showed gaps forming, I want to see bearish fair value gaps forming now. That's a good sign. Otherwise, we'll see. The 15-minute gap is right here. So, where's my line? I'm not taking no 15-minute breakaway gap play. You usually have to build a buffer before being able to withdraw daily? Yes, you do. How does consistency rule bother you with your risk management? It doesn't. The reason I'm doing no consistency rule accounts is because I want to risk less money and pyramid aggressively into trades and get really big wins, right? That's how I trade my live account. That's how I did my last 2 years of backtest. Um, so the thing that keeps me profitable the most is keeping my losers small, and then my winners through pyramids and trailing stops into profit become really large. 30-second IFG there, it doesn't matter. We didn't tap into any 5-minute gap or no fair value gap. I need a fair value gap to get hit, whether it's the 15-minute, which looks like it's going to be a breakaway too. Now that I'm looking at it, I think Nasdaq filled, but that's just, these equal lows are just way too suspect. I wouldn't personally be comfortable taking along with those equal lows. 30-second IFG, is it there? No, it's not there. 15-second, sure, 15-second is there, but I don't trust that. I want to see a sweep. So, if no sweep, no trade. Think shares don't emphasize risk strategy enough versus technicals? Yeah, I agree. A lot of people try to fix their technicals. Maybe you just gotta fix your risk management plan. Do you have an LLC or offshore to keep your money there? It's not an LLC where I live. It's called a corporation, but yes. Recommend you for analysts focus on that? Yeah, I have to focus. If I didn't focus on that, I would probably be losing a lot of money. Is rapid fund next optimal to get funded? Yes, it's a pretty good payout plan. It's a really good plan for a beginner. Is everyone allowed to take trades right now? Sure, you can take trades. I'm not sure what you mean by that, but yeah, you can take trades. Yeah, NQ hit it, but I don't trust these equal lows. Like, I don't trust. I would want to see the actual low get swept. We just left equal lows, so I'm a little suspect. If it wants to be insanely bullish, it's fine. There's no good model here. I don't feel like I've missed out on anything. So, is it that hard to open a corporation? No, it's not hard at all. Just have to pay. Through what service does Apex give their payouts? Plain is the most commonly used one. That's what I used. 5-minute IFEG? I don't know where you saw that, but nice. Yo, my funded account got resetted when I switched to Tradeify prop on Alpha. Your funded account? Wait, so they migrated you? Is what you're saying? And they reset it? If so, immediately contact support. There's no way they should have done that. 25-100 is very possible, yeah. Yeah, YM a lot better. Actually gave a protraction model here. I actually don't know if you can use Rise with Apex. I only have one Apex payout ever. And I use plain. Or I think it's played. It's not plain, it's played. Oh, it's just a bug on the dashboard. Yeah, you're good. Oh, Apex only has plain? I think it's played. I think plain is for. No, maybe it is plain. No, it is plain. It is plain. It's plain. How do you get trading view without the 10-minute delay? Yeah, looks good. Thank you, bro. I was actually kind of considering it was not good at all. It's coming out very soon, Rafe. That's all I can say. Soon. I know I said soon last time, but my wing days were reset. It's just a dashboard glitch. It didn't actually reset, brother. Is buffer required to get payout with rapid funded next? No, but if you request all the money you made, you'll blow the account. So if you want more than one payout, then yes, you need a buffer. It comes out probably Wednesday. Who knows? Who knows? Does new Apex rules apply? I have no idea, Danny. That's actually one thing I don't know. Such nice delivery, man. If we could have just gotten just a little sweep inversion for buy gap, we could have been in this. Actually, I would have probably taken that actually. So yeah, let's take a look at. Let's go look at our gold short idea. See, it played out. Good tape read on gold because my stop was here. 15-minute gap play. Oh, we never hit it. The gold idea is playing out. Yeah, it's a good short on gold. Because gold's probably gonna come here. So I don't suppose it's gonna be another entry. Probably not. No, it's a good tape read, but wasn't looking. Not looking to trade gold today. Oh, pretty uneventful open, guys. I'll be honest. I mean, kind of just pumped. Not too surprising. Most likely during lunch we'll be able to target this low. So, no, I'm not in school. Pretty good, Jacob. Yeah. Price action good today. I think this is pretty good price action because it just simply told me to not take a trade. You know, like it's just no trade day. You know, all the targets hit. Once we switch bias, which was here, you know, we faded one protraction model here. I don't feel bad fading that, and that's it. Do you really want to take a long after the market's pretty much expanded around 350 points once we take out NY high? It's happened so much. It's happening a lot recently because volatility is so much higher. Unfortunately. What it Yeah, no pull. I mean, there's pullbacks here, here, and here. Maybe you just didn't trust them, right? It's okay if you didn't trust the pullback. You can't say there's no pullbacks. There's pullbacks. You just, you know, maybe it wasn't good enough for your model or whatever. What happens to my other business? I have no idea. You'd have to send them an email. That's the one question that I've been asked that I don't know. Yep, no IPGs. I mean, there's one here. I don't know if that counts for you. An IPG. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest, guys. I'm trying to really lower my trade frequency. I don't want to be taking bad trades, or forcing trades or taking the best setup. There's pretty much one more idea here, and that's this 5-minute gap. So if we get this 5-minute gap to form, retrace, form a clean protraction model, it would still be a 10 a.m. silver bullet protraction because we haven't had that NWOG fill. I can take it. It's gonna be a tight range though, so I don't know if it's gonna be risk optimal. Say we get a nicer fill around 50%, we get something like this. 6-point stop. It's possible that it's a good trade. I mean, and when I good trade, I mean risk optimal. We also have those highs on the NASDAQ, so it could easily be a break even and hold kind of trade. So we'll see. 5-minute gap formed. It's right here. If we trade down, tape read is bad or dead, you said? Let me see. Oh, there it is. Yeah, it moved a pretty good amount. Probably would have been out either break even or a trail stop here, or here, or here, or here. Or you can keep your stop and hope it plays out. Moved a pretty good amount. I wouldn't short either. When I take trades on YM, it also looks way more clean. I wouldn't short either, yeah. I agree. Not until at least 1050 and you just target this low, but I want to take a lunch retracement play today. Possible. Did anyone take a trade today out of curiosity? Did anyone lose money today? That's what I want to know. Did anyone in chat lose money today? Get you, Turk. You got break evened. 2 break evens. Did you guys go long and get break even? Lost 100, 1 break even. Damn, a lot of you guys took trades. 1 win, 1 break even. Wait, how'd you guys get break even? Where? Yeah, I mean, I'll review your journal positive. Pass my eval long at over. Hopes and dreams. Shit, I mean, at least you follow displacement. At 45. Oh, you took that protraction? Yeah. It's a good protraction. It's not bad. Thought as well. If I entered buys, it would have been FOMO. I would have been disappointed as I only had felt comfortable when I got a deeper retrace. I agree. Got break even at 952. Oh, here? Not bad. I probably also would have trailed aggressively because I would have been uncomfortable with a stop here. While you go from taper to fade, I want to have less hair on my head. I'll be full porting CPI. Yeah. The question is what evals? I don't know yet. We'll have to see. You passed eval? Nice. Push stop to break even at the first candle. Not gonna lie, didn't want the risk. Oh, yeah, guys, this is it. I mean, I don't want to take a bad trade in front of you guys. Apex? Yeah, we could. I think it's March 11th. GPI is March 11th, I believe. How to sync accounts on Alpha. You can use Tradeify or a third-party copier, or wait for the new platform Alpha Trader, which will be amazing. I logged off my Tradeify and went to Paper Trade to remove the edge since I don't see my edge in the market today. XTP, but this was Well, I mean, if you were in a long, it wasn't If you were in a long, this is fucking great. Low resistance liquidity run. It's coming out soon, Dennis. That's the best I can say. I shorted Fridays first presented with the micro. Should have waited. I agree. I think if you took a trade like that, um, it probably was a little bit FOMO. Not FOMO, but maybe a little bit more pattern traded. Um, I'll be honest. Personally, I really don't see. As soon as this started pumping like this, at that point, I feel like you need to say like, "Whoa, is this what it would look like if we were bearish?" Probably not, right? Probably would look different. I sell edge on NQ, or stop loss was here. Valid. I would not short the Nasdaq, guys. We're up almost 350 points from open or from low of day. No trades. Probably not going to take a trade. Coinbase is up. Coinbase is up 5%. You know, I've actually been eyeing Coinbase, guys. Any thoughts on Coinbase stock? Also, is gold protraction short forming? Kind of is. We can tape read another gold short. Um, what was I looking at? Coinbase stock. I think Coinbase stock might be a good play. Whoa. Whoa, we jumped from 172 today. I don't know. I feel like we may be putting in a bottom here. Although it's been bearish for a really long time. No. I also like Netflix. Looking at Netflix stock. See the return here, sweep out some lows. It's a really good return, 40%. I'm also looking at Snowflake stock. Maybe not this one, looks really weak. But the earnings are good. Netflix earnings are pretty good. Palantir is another option. %50 potential return on Palantir. AMD is always a decent play. Google is such a good play. It's so sad that we bought Nvidia instead of Google. Google was definitely the play. I didn't realize how much revenue Google makes. When you look at like their numbers and where they actually make money, they have their freaking hand in everything, bro. They make money from everything. Guys, this is it. I really don't think I'll be taking a trade today. So, well, at least in the morning session. I buy shares. I don't buy options. A little bit too aggressive for my liking to do options. I don't see myself taking anything. That's it. I mean, we've moved 350 points. If I were to take a trade and lose, I know exactly what I'm going to say in my journal. Why did I take a trade after we pumped 350 points? That's what I'm going to put in my journal, right? The only trade, in my opinion, that makes sense going forward is potentially a lunch retracement play targeting 10 a.m. lows. So, sell side here. This is usually what I look for first. If we have a one-sided pump, no sell side run, I look for usually a lunch retracement. But that has to be in lunch. So, he's saying that Google makes from YouTube 2 times. Yeah, I know. You saying that probably saved someone today. Sorry, what did I say today? Will you trade gold? No. It's just tape reach for gold. Looks like they might both would have played out. I don't want to put any risk behind gold on my real accounts. Just not enough. Not enough done for me. But we can tape read. Trade one, trade two. Not hindsight. We picked it at this candle and this candle. I think it's gonna go bullish. What, gold? Hit work fill there, did we? We don't have work fill yet. Would I still take a 10 a.m. silver bullet protraction model? I don't think so. We can just sit here for a bit though. Opinion on Lucid might be best firm. How did I snipe the goal entry? It wasn't a snipe, it was just protraction model. Like Netflix and Coinbase and Snowflake. I think we should all short PayPal stock, bro. That's what we should do. Fuck PayPal. Fucking ban me and shit. L support staff. You also trade gold? I mean, it's the same model. It's nothing changes. It's just I rarely actually execute on it. Just got a 200% on SPY call options. Nice. It's really good, bro. Why is this so good if you can only withdraw 50% of what you make? Because they're so cheap and they have no consistency rule. Buy MS Microsoft. I already have Microsoft positions. How can I cover trade with new Tradeify accounts? You go to Tradeify and then you make a group and you trade the group. I don't mess with crypto personally. But I'm looking at this and I feel like this is a pretty good opportunity to start looking into some stuff. Palantir. Listen, Netflix, once this war dies off, bro, everyone's gonna get bored. They can't be paying attention. They're gonna have to go hop on Netflix, bro. What do you think about the new Apex rules? Definitely goated. I don't know much about Snowflake, if I'm being honest. I don't even know why it's on my list. What do they do? 25%. It would meet my criteria. What? Microsoft's target. Wait, did I just see? What was that dividend? Oh, that's a 21.7% dividend? Holy shit. 1 year price target's 500 and 600? Who the hell is making that target, bro? Yeah. Nvidia's price target after 67? It's not even that good. I see 5 minute gap. You're in ES shorts. It's some good displacement. I wouldn't necessarily be bearish though, I don't think. I mean, where is this gonna go? Maybe just clean up those equal lows as possible. The only really thing I still see is potentially happening is org fill. Did we get a 1 minute tap there? 5 minute gap? Hold up, buzz. We may be locked in here. 10 a.m. silver bullet protraction, org fill. That'd be decent. That's a decent play. And 23, I don't like that time. Silver bullet protraction. I don't like the 1023. The stop loss is good on this though. 10. Maybe a 2 contract trade potentially. I'm gonna order 2 ticks. I'll put a buy stop there. If it immediately fills, if it makes a lower low, I'm leaving. If it touches here and closes above here, I'll get a fill there with a stop here and target org fill. Times 5, times 10, and just under 150. It has to close above that line. I don't want to take any trade with any signs of sloppiness. It needs to close above this. I'm okay with an immediate rebalance. It's a 15-second gap fill is what that is. So I'm basically taking a 15-second protraction off a 1-minute protraction. I'll stay on the 15-second chart here so it looks pretty obvious to what's happening. I'm going to wait for 15-second closure. Let's call it a 30-second. 50 seconds is kind of a cleaner chart. I would take this because it's in 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. and I still have a target above this high that makes sense. I'm going to just put this a little bit higher because I don't want to jump the gun. I don't want to get filled on a wick. I want to get filled on a body. Yeah, see? It's already showing signs of not signs. I'm going to cancel the order, go back to the 1-minute chart, and go back to reading chat. How chat is focusing on copy trading here? It's a Jordan time. Yeah, too sloppy. Now, if it had immediately went up there, I would have been okay taking that. But now it's already showing signs of consolidation. Did you catch anything today? No, no trades. Not yet, at least. What you trading? This is the S&P 500, but we have the Nasdaq open. It's all the same. Let me just make sure that I did not put the pending orders right. Yeah, I mean the 5-minute, will it hold? Yeah, it might hold, but my goal isn't to capture a move from the 5-minute. My goal is to capture a move from the low that gets put in the 5-minute. So if I can't trust this low, I can't take the trade. Thoughts on new Lucid, new plans, and Apex in the end of day? All very good options. I said you trade 30. I said you trade 30 minutes after news. Understand what you're saying? This is ES. I'm just trying to think here. Would I even take a long from the 15-minute gap? Like if the market came down here and it's 1050 macro, would I even take a long at that point? Ask for likes. Guys, I can't believe the YouTube live stream only has 5 likes. Like there's 1,000 people watching me, but only 5 likes. I literally can't believe it, guys. No trades yet, guys. And I think I can happily say no trades, 100% because it hits the 0.618 zone. I'm thinking maybe a resweep, but then it's just sloppy. If we were bullish, would we really be seeing a resweep? Maybe we want to snipe this gap over here. I don't know. Doesn't look a good trade to me. Gold tape reads potentially failing. I hate when price displaces that much during market open. Makes me not want to take anything. Hey, that's a good thing, bro. Better than losing, right? Let's take a look. Let's make a hierarchy. Yo, this is what we're gonna do. I know what we're gonna do for the rest of the stream. Okay. Hierarchy. This is what we're gonna do, guys. This is gonna be very important for all of our success. Hierarchy of bad things that happen in trading. Okay. Let's make a hierarchy of bad things. What's the absolute worst thing that can happen when you're trading? Number 1, I think we can all agree, is blowing your accounts. There's nothing worse than that. That's pretty much the worst possible outcome, right? Does anyone disagree with that? No, we're talking about outcomes, like results. Number 1, worst thing that can happen is you blow all your accounts. All right. Number 2, hitting daily loss limit. Or I'll say losing too much money. Let's say losing too much money, right? Going on tilt may not necessarily be, that may be the worst thing for you, but it's not, because you can go on tilt and walk away with money. You can go on tilt and walk away in profit, okay? We're talking about literally like result-based stuff, not like, oh, having fear. I'm talking about like literally results. So number 1, blowing your accounts, that's the worst thing that can happen. Number 2, losing too much money. Number 3, losing your personal daily loss limit. Maybe that's not even number 3. Maybe number 3 is like, no, that's probably number 3. And I'm thinking number 4 is probably like, 1 tick SL and then TP. That's a shitty outcome. That's a very unfortunate outcome. And then I guess 1 tick break even and then TP. Number 5. 1 tick SLT. You think 1 tick SL then TP is worse than any of these? Because if you lose 1 trade, that's fine. But if you lost your personal loss limit, that's like. What do you guys think about my list so far? 1 tick TP then SL is bad. Oh, that's a good one. 1 tick edge TP. But you have to be a buffoon if you let that happen to you. I can't lie. If you're 1 tick away from take profit and you come all the way back to break even, I'm sorry. It's just Guys, so we're talking about hierarchy of bad things that happen in trading. We're talking about like results that happen in one singular day. Like The worst thing that can happen today is you blow your accounts, right? The second worst thing that can happen is you lose too much money on your accounts, right? The third worst thing that can happen is you lose what you're supposed to lose. That's pretty shitty. The first worst thing is one tick stop loss, then TP. That's not that bad because you didn't really lose that much money. You can like walk away with that, and still be fine. One tick break even, then TP is worse than one tick stop loss? How's that possible, bro? One tick stop loss, you lost like money on the trade. Well, one tick break even, that's not even that bad. One tick break even, then TP, guys, it's not even that bad. You break even on the day. That's basically saying, that's the same thing as saying no trade, I would say probably number 6 is edge TP, then break even. That sucks, but at least you're break even. And at least it went in your favor a little bit. I'm going to tell you guys the whole point of this activity. The whole point of that activity is number 20 is market pumps with no setups. It really ain't that bad of a day. Like, the market just went up and took everything. Okay. Could have been a lot worse today for as bad day goes. And let's be honest, if you're watching this stream, you probably have some of these days. This shit happens to you. And it's freaking terrible, Like, I feel you. It happens to everyone, So, as far as bad days go, like, I'm saying this because someone in chat said, yo, man, I hate it when the market pumps and, no setup for me. Well, it's really not that bad if you compare it to what could have happened today, right? Like, it's always like, oh, the market pump, no setup. Okay, what if the market gave you a setup and then you got ticked out break even and then it went to your take profit? That's way worse. Like, it's not necessarily, oh, we had no setups. Doesn't mean that, the alternative doesn't necessarily mean it's better, because market pumping with no setups is pretty far down on the list. There's a lot of bad things that can happen, right? Number 7, immediately stopped out. That's pretty shitty, Number 8, like, I don't know. I would say, like, immediately stopped out is actually number 4. Like, I would probably switch those. Seeing your setup and not executing, yeah, like hesitating on setup, then plays out, right? Pretty shitty outcome. Yeah, hesitating on setup and it plays out. Discipline is something that's gonna like affect these things. We're talking about like literally outcomes. Losing money because you gamble, that would just be under losing money. Forgetting / misreading news release time. Like like human / technical error, or like execution, or misreading setup and losing. I guess that's pretty bad, right? You could go on and on and on and on and on, right? You could say, technical error, maybe like, technical error, and you also have like system, like software errors. That's freaking shit. That's really shit. That might even be way higher when you have like a copy trader or like something that goes wrong. That's like that technical error, like human error. I guess I'll say human error. Human error. That's like entering minis instead of micros. Like, that's shit. That sucks. But that would probably also be blowing your accounts. Tradeify not working when you're about to execute. Yeah, so software errors. That shit sucks. Human errors. Like, all that stuff is really shitty. Market pumping and not giving any setups, it's really not that bad, right? Like, for everyone who's saying like, oh, the market pumped and this sucks, there was no setup, it's really not that bad as far as how bad a day can get. This is a list of all the things that can go bad, and this stuff sucks. Blowing your accounts, edge take profit, then go break even, you misread the setup, you hesitate, and I could list probably 100 more things. So market pumping and not giving you any setups and watching all your targets get hit, it's really not that bad of an outcome. Like, that's as pretty good as you get. You didn't even lose money. You didn't even have to put on a trade. So there was no like, I got break even and then it went. Because who knows, maybe a setup would have formed and you got break even and then it played out. That's a lot worse of an outcome than just simply the market pumped, didn't give me my model, and it went straight towards TP. You know? Okay, unfortunately, no setup, but you know you're not supposed to trade without a setup anyways. So that's the hierarchy. And I'm actually considering I think it'll have to be a tape read because we already moved too much, but I'll leave you guys with this. 1050 macro going into lunch. And I may or may not execute this. If we sweep out the sell side here, you're going to see the 50-minute gap get traded into. And you could look for a continuation long targeting this high. This high being at 1017 makes me not want to target it. If it was in the first 30 minutes of market open, I would, like say it was 958, I would be happy targeting it. But because it's 1017, we already hit the NWOG, and I think it may be a little bit sloppy. I'm not 100% confident in the setup, otherwise I would stay on live stream and take it. If it forms a really clean, obvious, like boom, 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 speed, setup, 1050 macro, displacement, showing like very strong hurriness to go, okay, potentially you can look for that setup. Otherwise, you look for a 1050 macro short targeting this, and I think that's even a better play than if it, I think that's the better play, personally. Take the 5-minute version or whatever, how you want to do this. It's still 12 minutes away. The breaker short on ES, yeah, I think these lows is a good target, but I try to refrain from taking retracement type of trades. So, yeah. When you're down and your friend is up and he says, "How are you down today? Markets were nice." That ain't no friend, bro. That's a fucking enemy. What's good, Jake? Anyways, I want to be really diligent going forward. I don't want to be forcing trades in bad conditions. I want to execute well, define risk. So far, really good start to March, in my opinion. Chop Fest, I mean, what's expected, right? 350 point pump off the low of opening range. We move on. I'm very content. And I think that'll be it for me today, guys. I'm going to end the trade copier here. Don't see myself executing the morning session. Like I said, 1050 macro. If there's something that's very obviously clean, whether it's a short setup targeting the sell side or continuation from the sell side targeting 10 a.m. high, which I don't really like to target, if I'm being honest, but it's a possibility. That's what I'll leave you guys with. I appreciate you guys coming through the live stream. If I'm going to trade PM session on my setup, I will go live, but I don't know if I'm going to be doing so. But if I do, you can expect me guys, Apex 90% off, man. Okay, you know what? Should we look at the Apex accounts real quick? I saw them, but I think we all need to take a look here, bro. I think we all need to take a look here. Yeah, this is what, 700 now? Ooh, that's a big number. End of day drawdown. No payout denials. No MEE rule. No 5-to-1 risk reward rule. Scaling and 50% consistency. That's crazy. Oh, it's 85% off with my code. Okay. Choose your path. Let's be real here. If you're choosing the intraday trailing drawdown, you're a different kind of beast. Okay. Obviously, we're gonna go with end of day trailing. 50K account. If you choose wealth charts, I don't know what you're doing. Tradeify is the only correct answer. What's the rules here? So, $30 for an eval. What's the activation fee? $99. Is that discounted right now? I think it is discounted. I think it's not $99. If it is, that's kind of a lot, but it's cheaper than most firms. Yo, TopStep? Do you guys notice that TopStep be charging tax now? Did anyone else notice that? Why am I getting charged like an extra $30 for my account? Because there's a freaking tax. What is going on with that? You know, has anyone else noticed that? Or is that just me? It's a scam, bro. Like it's, oh, $50 account. Sure, lit. Plus $15 or $20 tax. What? What is this? Scam, but that shit wasn't always there. So I know they added that shit as some like BS. I don't know. Because no other firm does that. Alpha Futures 50K account, $70. It's $70. You know? The activation fee on Top Step is like supposed to be $150, and you end up paying like $190. And if you live in a European country, you're gonna pay way more probably. Because I'm sure Canada, the tax can't be that bad. I couldn't trust this long, guys, unfortunately, because it inverts the 5-minute gap. So it wouldn't meet my criteria. 10-minute? It did respect the 10-minute fair value gap. So 10-minute looks pretty clean. You could argue along here, but I just don't like to draw on liquidity. I like org fill though. Anyways, Apex accounts are pretty good. It's $30 for an account. No rebill. Oh, you don't get rebuild anymore? You just have 30 days. That's good. That's a good. I like that. Because you know how many people messed up and accidentally get rebuild? I've been rebuild for Apex accounts where it's not fun, bro. And they do no refunds. That's a really good update. Wow, that's good, bro. Daily loss time is fine. End of day drawdown. 2006 minis, that's pretty good. You can still pass in 1 day. That's such a... Yo, these accounts are good. What's payout requirements? Payout frequency every 5 trading days? 50% consistency rule. We got to figure out the payout requirements here. It's 50% consistency with 5 trading days. Does anyone know how much money you have to make? Does anyone know how much money you have to make? Is it 150? It's $100 winning days? Yeah, you need a buffer. Every firm needs a buffer except Alpha Futures. It's $250? Yo, on a 50K? It's quite a bit, isn't it? The thing is, I don't mind it, bro. But you know why I don't mind it? Like, the reason 250 is fine is because you know what it cheeses me? What people do is they full port and then they just flip. It's not even real trading, bro. At least now you have to make at least 250. Cool, man. I like it. You do need a buffer, yeah. But that's... Listen, guys. Apex has a rule which says you need a buffer. Every other firm doesn't have a rule, but you pretty much need a buffer. It's the same shit. They just don't have an actual rule in place. Realistically, anytime you're with a prop firm, you're going to want to build a buffer. If you're going to want to make good money from the account that's sufficient to, be profitable, you're going to have to build a buffer, unless it's Alpha Futures. They use plain, Dave. So, yeah. I think you just need the buffer, yeah. Oh, 150K is only 350. That's not bad. When does the 90% run out? I think it's for a week. You can use... Yeah, I think it's a week. Yeah, you have 9 days. Oh, right here, payouts. No denied payouts, no payout reviews, no video reviews of trading, no chart screenshots needed, payout confidence, no surprises. You simply follow the rules, no gray area, no interpretation. This is what every firm needs. There should be nothing for room for interpretation. It's simply check, 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 check. Just like Lucid. Yo, they're gonna come out with instant fundage too? Yo, listen, guys, don't buy the instant fundage from Apex. I'm gonna be honest, if you buy that, cooked. The other stuff's way better. It's literally 1 day pass. Don't buy no instant fundage. Just CPI, full port them at least. What's the legacy account? I don't know what that is. Damn, guys, this is good shit. And they upgraded their dashboard. Yo, don't even get me started. I know you guys who have Apex accounts, you've seen their dashboard before. It's so bad, bro. Their old dashboard was actually awful. It looked like historic. Now their new dashboard is actually pretty good. Damn, bro. Yeah, that's really good. Trade Copier I use is called TradeScale.app. How many payouts can I receive? Each performance account may receive a maximum number of 6 approved payouts. After 6 payouts, the account completes its payout cycle. Oh, they don't have any more uncapped payouts? They removed uncapped payouts? Wait, for real? So 6 is the max? I mean, still not bad though. Because it's still 20 accounts. So $2,000 on 20 accounts is 40,000. If you make that 6 times, that's holy shit, bro. That's a lot of fucking money. I think the account's gone, Jose. When you full port CPI does the trade, go and draw down at any time. It shouldn't go and draw down. It usually should go straight to TP. It's possible you go in SL too, right? But usually TP. 240K, yeah. This PA is annoying? It's not annoying. No trades. If I'm not taking any more trades, I didn't take any trades yet. We took the 2 gold tape reads. First one is still going. Second one potentially stopped out. Well, yeah, stopped out. But again, it's a tape read, so good thing we didn't execute it, I guess. I can't believe we're going right back to this freaking daily chopperoo, man. At least if we had taken out the sell side first on the daily chart, we could have maybe anticipated higher prices. But now it's just chopperoo. Like, we didn't do anything. MES is $5 per tick. Exactly, Dennis. Yeah. No, not limit. You're not doing limit buys and sells. The limits are for your TPs, Dennis. When you want to actually enter, you put buy stops and sell stops. Click show more on performance account. I don't know if I want to do all that again, bro. I already closed it. I was in NAS buying from 8 price, missed my SL by half a tick. God is good. Take it, bro. Sometimes you get stopped out by 1 tick. Sometimes you hit TP in 1 tick. So limit sells go above the buy. Exactly. Limit sells above the buy stops. Limit buys below the sell stops. Those are your TP once you get filled. What's a discount code? What's the discount on Alpha Futures? I don't know. It should be whatever the best they have right now. I don't think they're running anything crazy. I think it's just 10% off right now until Alpha Trader comes out. I'm assuming. Yeah, see the longs and the shorts both sloppy here. 10%, yeah. That's all they have. Fire cut, thank you guys. For fun next prop legacy when you pass when you get a payout. Yeah. Right away. Like you have to make the requirements for the payout. But yeah, once you pass, you can start trying to be eligible for a payout. S&T at buy side, yeah. We could see that 1050 macro play now. That's kind of what I'm sitting here waiting for. Max is 6, yeah. So if you're trading Apex, guys, you're gonna want to go for the max payout, which is 2,000 per account. So I do have a funded next code. By the way, guys, if you ever use my code with any prop firm, Alpha Futures, Tradeify, Apex, Lucid, My Funded Futures, Funded Next, message me on Discord. I'm gonna give away 15 accounts this month, maybe even more. So, you want to join that giveaway? Let me know in the Discord. You gotta message me on this free Discord. I'll add you guys into the giveaway. I risk 150 per trade on all my funded accounts. Currently, I'm only using 50Ks. I don't think I'll ever go higher than 50Ks. I don't know. Maybe if I make a really lot of money this year, then maybe I'll switch. But I kind of just like the 50Ks. It's kind of calming. They're not too expensive, and kind of like a relaxing. But we'll see. Isn't there a Lucid 10% for new customers and it's like a 2 times 50% off Lucid 2 times? Yeah, if you guys haven't used Lucid yet, you might as well get their 50% off for the first 2 accounts. And then it goes to 40% off, so it's still a really good cheap firm. But Lucid, the main benefit to Lucid, guys, is it's fucking cheap. There's no activation fee. You don't have to pay every single month. You pay one time and that's it. You have the account and it's 40 or 50% off for the first 2 time use. So Lucid is really good for someone who wants to take an eval really slowly. You just want to trade the eval, no rush. It's your first ever account you're trying to pass. It's not a bad option. Alpha Feature Zero, if I make 1K. Alpha Feature Zero, you request 1K, you can request 500. If you make 1K, you can request 500. Definitely 65% off? No. I do have a funded next code. How much is Lucid 50K with the discount? I don't know. Maybe $50, $60 maybe. No activation fee. 50% plus then 10%? Oh, really? Why is that certain wick sales have liquidity? Well, it's just a 15-minute fair value gap. That's why I marked it there. It's also just these equal lows. So let me just switch here. 30-second chart. See that? That's where all the equal lows are. So 1-minute chart, a little bit unclear. 30-second chart, you can see all the equal lows, and it's the 15-minute gap. $55. There you go. Isn't better than? Here's the thing. If you want to get payouts, the Alpha Zero plan will be easier because you don't have to build buffer. But Alpha's $30 more expensive, or I guess right now $20 more expensive. So I would personally still recommend Alpha Feature Zero as probably still the best beginner plan. The only exception is if you want if the $20 makes a difference to you, then obviously Lucid trading. Or if you plan to take more than a month to pass the account, then Lucid is better. Because then you only have to pay once for 2 months, right? So, no trade, Shaheem. Do I have to build buffer? So, technically, you don't have to build a buffer, but you pretty much need to build a buffer. Like, because if you make $1,000 on Lucid and you request 500, okay, nice. You requested 500, but you only get $500 left on the account, so you're probably gonna blow it. So, anyways, guys, I'm probably gonna hop off. You could argue a short setup here. I guess we can tape read it towards those lows, and that's probably what I'll leave you guys with. Stop at the body high here. You can get away with that. You know, SMT, 1050 macro, target the 10 a.m. lows. Is there a 5-minute gap that I have to long against? No, 30 seconds. Do I want to hop in this short before I go? I feel like it just wasn't planned, so it feels kind of wrong to take this trade right now. Like I wasn't ready to take this trade. Making my way downtown, walking fast, thinking fast. But I'm up, down, bum, 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 bum. And I need you, bum, 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 bum. And I missed you, do, 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 do. And now I wonder if I'm on the bill tonight. No, I'm 1,000 times. And no, anyway, yeah, this will just be a tape for you guys. I'm not gonna execute. I would much rather walk away today saying today was a no trade day. I think that's the best outcome, and we can just watch, see what it wants to do, but not take any trade. I'll probably say something like this. So I appreciate you guys coming through the live stream. I will see you guys live tomorrow or potentially PM session today. I'll let you guys know in the Discord. As always, if you use my code with any prop firm, please let me know. I will see you guys next time. Peace. Stay safe. And don't blow your accounts in lunch, because that would be very bad.